right, everyone. Thanks so much for listening to another episode of Full Buddy Cast presents Random Chats with Adam, where we're talking to my brother Adam Kenny. Adam is an OG.
Yo.
And we're going to catch up with him. I got some things. The reason I like the brother Adam one, that's his name in my phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, is that we get to kind of catch up with my personal life too. Like in this, if you haven't checked out the Dad How Do I podcast, it's typically, it's hosted by me and Uncle Rob, my uncle, who's the Dad How Do I guy, Adam's uncle as well.
I do know this man.
3.98 million subscribers or something like that.
We've chased each other around with water balloons at some point in our lives.
Yes. And that's how they got YouTube subscribers. But the thing is that when I have my Uncle Rob on, I kind of hear about his life, his personal life. And in the Random Chats with Adam, it turns into me just talking about my life to Adam.
So that's why you like this one.
That's why I like this one. RCA.
Cool.
But we'll also talk about your life, I guess, a little bit too.
All right, guys.
Here's the thing. Question for you, Adam. You're an OG. Adam, you put together the Full Buddy Cast, the iconic logo.
Yep.
You put together a few episodes, I'd say.
Yeah, I guess so.
Goalacious. No, what's full Goal Buddy Cast?
Yep.
Made it 11 months. We almost got into a year.
No, we did it 12 months.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't hit the 12.
Oh, we totally did.
No, we didn't hit the 12.
I thought we started last February.
No, we didn't hit the 12.
Are you sure?
I'm more than sure.
Can you raise your arm right now? Are you that sure?
I'm unsure.
Call back.
But anyway, Adam, here's a question for you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Let's turn this into a Goal Buddy Cast, and we'll say we've done it for 12 episodes.
Done. No. Not no.
Okay.
I got to run this by you. I'm going to run this by the listeners as well. This hit me last week. Okay.
Okay.
So, I am needing to text my daughter real quick.
You just thought of that last week, and now you're doing that?
What? Hold on. Let me call her real quick. No. What the heck? Why are people like me and they're just so demanding? What day? What do you mean? What days? I have the 23rd and 21st for July. Okay. Oh.
For those following along at home,
July.
you're as clueless as I am.
14th through 17th.
Well, that's not going to work.
Why?
Chelan.
That's she needs to take the days off.
Well, then that will work.
June 18th for Madden's party.
Well, that's not going to work. It's Madden's graduation.
That's all I know.
Well, it's not going to work.
Okay, so back to you. All right, so anyway, I have to edit that out, but
I
don't care. I'll leave it in. It's not that big of a deal.
No, it's not. People fast forward through it anyways.
They don't care. Freaking people that listen. Anyway, Sasha Lynn from Edison City Ale House
a week ago
in Tacoma, Washington. Did you watch the video where
I watched part of it?
Part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't have enough of like a hook in me.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. It was our first field trip.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it's our first field trip. She's a listener. She's been a listener for a few months now. I asked her, I don't know if you heard this story yet, but I asked her, I said, how'd you hear about Full Buddy Cast?
Yeah, it was through Brouhaha.
And it was actually through Apple Podcasts. She was just searching the word brew, and we popped up.
That's awesome.
So it had which is true. I mean, we actually talk about brewing and stuff like that on that episode. Anyway,
yeah.
So she got hooked. She started listening. She listens to this one. She likes the Garage Night. She says it brings back her 12-year-old like inner boy kind of a thing, the inner child where you're laughing and giggling at inappropriate things. Anyway, so she hits me up, and they're out in Tacoma, and she goes, "Hey, I'd like to offer the 15% discount as well for if people wear a hoodie to Edison City Ale House."
That's cool.
Which is very nice of her. But then I sat there kind of a little bit like,
what has my life become?
No, not that.
Oh.
But it's more like, how am I going to get people from Enumclaw to drive out to Tacoma?
Right.
How am I going to get people from Buckley and, to like, we're starting to branch out, it seems like.
Yeah.
And so what could I do? And then this is just a podcast, right? This is just a podcast show, a bunch of shows that entertain people, but it's now starting, and I mentioned this before, it's turning into a brand.
Yeah.
Right? With the Full Buddy Cast Facebook page, and then the people that are a part of it, the people that are posting, the guests, the hosts, you, Joey, Craig, Corey, Sean, Seth, Sarah, and then everyone else that we've had on.
McLeod.
And so, yeah. So then I'm like, so how can what am I doing is what my question is. And I'm like, am I doing a podcast? No, it's not a podcast anymore. It's starting to become bigger than just a podcast to get people to tune in. We're a brand.
Yeah.
Full Buddy brand. And then I know that you've asked this question months ago, years ago, decades ago. You said, what is your mission statement? Like, what do you, like, what is Full Buddy?
And you probably gave me a joke answer.
And I
said,
said,
probably something like, "Oh, dude, like kick butt." Just gonna.
I think I just armpit farted a bunch.
So.
I'm like, oh, I'm like this is my mission statement.
And then you pantsed me.
And then I nut tapped you and I ran off. So then I wrote down, it's a culture. Full Buddy Cast is a culture. What is the culture?
Okay,
it's a brand, right? Okay, buddies. Full
Got
buddy.
it. Yeah.
Pals, friends, talk.
Guy.
What do buddies, pals, friends do? They talk, they listen, they tell secrets, inside jokes, hang out. They bash on each other. They watch stuff together. They have the similar interests. They're
buddies.
They're buddies.
Pals. Friends.
And so then I started thinking outside of the box. Okay. The Full Buddy Cast.
Well, for those who don't know,
yeah,
Travis lives inside of a box.
A huge box.
Normally it's his
you've
thinking box, actually. He calls it his thinking box.
It is, yes.
And so it sounds like you got out of the box this time.
Got out of the box. Sometimes you're in the box, can't get out of the box. Got out of the box, thought outside the box, and I said, hey, I can get back in that box because I got some things to write down. So here's what I actually talked to Sasha today on the phone. I've also talked to Desi, and I'm going to talk to a few more. You're one of them.
Oh.
You're on the list.
I've made the list.
Click. You've made the list.
Cool.
So this bigger than me. This is now bigger than Travis Kennedy.
Oh, of course.
It is.
It never could have not been.
It's
a
massive.
lot of negatives in that sense.
Right. It's bigger than me. Full Buddy Cast has been and people are taking the ball and they're running with it. And I like that. That's what I need.
Yeah.
And so what I told Sasha is, hey, I don't know how many people I could get out to Tacoma, and how often that would be, but maybe we could put some Full Buddy Cast merch in there, and then the people that purchase it locally, include them, and then they can start. In fact,
that's a good idea.
Why don't you guys start? And everyone that's listening, if you're a fan, if you're a follower, if you're a host, a guest, a buddy, invite who you think would enjoy the Full Buddy Cast Facebook page to the page. Because that's where what I've learned through the Enumclaw Discussion Board Gazette, do not invite them there. Do not. Unless I'm letting that be, that can be an overgrown wild mess. I'm okay with it. I'm happy with it. And then this is for those people that the Full Buddy Cast people or the Enumclaw Discussion Board, that's where the inappropriate memes get fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Just that stays over there. Okay? That's the other side of the railroad tracks, in my opinion. But on this side, we're gonna have some guidelines. It's gonna be fun. It's not gonna be overwhelming as well. But like I told Sasha, and I've told Desi, Tuesdays are yours. Post a poll. You don't have to post a poll, a video, this, that. Tuesdays are yours. Just do one thing. A picture, a post, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Sasha. Edison City Ale House, whatever. Thursdays are yours. Whatever you want to post on Thursday, that is going to be in a good reference to everybody, for Full Body Cast. So I want to give you a day,
okay,
where and then I want to give you, hey, you post your YouTube videos of you doing your oil painting, share it to the page.
Okay,
thank
you.
Share it to the page. I've also have it pretty limited on who I have. Anyone and everyone can post anything on the Incline discussion board, whatever. But Full Body Cast, I have to prove each one.
Yeah, moderate it. But do you want to be in charge of doing that? It's going to take a lot of time.
No. So the people that I trust,
yeah,
the Desi, the you, the whoever, I'm just going to give them, you do it.
Oh.
No, I don't have to. You don't have to approve. What I'm saying is whatever you post.
Oh, sure.
It's automatically on there.
But
it's
I'm
not
saying,
being approved.
well, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But if somebody else, like just a fan, wants to post something.
Yeah, which I have a few of those, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's and then
what I'm saying is you need somebody to moderate that, to approve of things.
Yeah.
And that can't necessarily just always be you.
Can't be me.
That'd be a lot to have to.
We'll figure that out. But yes, you're absolutely right. So anyway, we're gonna try this for the summer.
Okay.
See how it goes, and have fun with it.
I like it.
Again, it's bigger than me, and then so if you guys are looking to help out, definitely keep supporting the sponsors. That's huge. Tag yourself on Facebook. Post a picture. I'll approve those. A picture of you in front of Cole Street or Bordeaux or Edison City Ale House or Mazatlan. I'm cool with that.
Cool.
But if you really want to support us, continue to ask questions for the podcasts. But more importantly, if you want to be seen, social media is where you're gonna be seen way more on the Full Body Cast page than you will be probably listened to on a podcast. Okay, so keep listening, keep tuning in.
That's interesting.
But you're gonna be seen way more on social media.
Well, that makes me think then, because there's a ton of visual people these days, right? Everybody's visual. Have you been kicking around more plans with video?
So I've done a few more videos.
You've done some videos.
I don't know if you've noticed it lately.
They're on YouTube?
I haven't done Full Body Cast ones. See, that's the other thing.
Oh, I see. I've seen you do videos where you do like selfie talk.
Selfie talk. That's what we need more of.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they're 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Then get on TikTok. Do like a TikTok thing.
Right. I could do that. But 30 minutes, 50 minutes of a podcast episode, although I am starting to get into that by watching those. Those are fun.
That's what I do.
You get to see reactions. You get to see laughter. And all that.
I sit there at work and I have a very monotonous job, and I will just throw on a video of people talking, like a video podcast or something like that, and it's fun because I like seeing the reactions. I like seeing the interactions, even if they're doing it remotely from each other, where it's over whatever they're using, Zoom or something. I like that too. I mean, technically, I like it mostly when they're in the same room, but
no, I agree.
I'll sit there and I'll watch an hour-long thing, or even 2 hours long, and because it's just kind of background.
Right, and Uncle Rob, he's kicking it around and figuring it out too.
Yeah.
I think he wants us to move this to a video, but it's the editing for me.
Oh,
that's hard.
I know how to edit video,
but with this, onto the video, a 45-minute video.
So I don't know the technicalities of doing a video podcast and then making the podcast perfectly match the video in terms of like what listeners or viewers are going to get. Maybe you do the video differently than the audio. I don't know. But most video things I've watched where people are just talking, video podcast type stuff, like they kind of do it warts and all, where they just don't really care. Like if they have a pause, somebody has to get up, go to the bathroom, 2 other people keep talking, or whatever. Like that sort of stuff. The editing doesn't really...
warts and all?
Yeah. You never heard that before?
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it's like where something is just like, doesn't matter if it's good or bad, it's still in
So
there.
me texting Megan, it don't matter.
No, it wouldn't matter. Like people would just be like, okay, I'll just check out for a second while he's doing this.
Right.
And then, or they'd fast forward it. That's the thing about it too, is like, yes, if you're doing like a fully realized, perfectly edited video, you want to design it so that it keeps somebody's attention the whole time. But if you're doing a podcast type thing, people have control. Like they can just fast forward or skip, whatever.
Yeah, this is a TV show. They're used to it. So, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk. Sasha Lynn did say this. I said,
also, well, hold on a second. Yeah. Sorry, we'll get back to Sasha Lynn in a second. Another thing you can do with a YouTube video, which I don't know if podcasts can do this.
You go live.
Well, yes. That's not what I was going to say, though. You can create like bookmarks or whatever they're called, where you can split it up. So somebody's like, okay, I'm interested in when they talk about, the brews, the latest brews or whatever. Right. But I'm interested in when they talk about the latest board game, or I'm interested in when they talk about what it means to be a dad or whatever. And then they can just skip to that part.
That's good too.
The annotated part.
I've been asked that. But see, that's the thing. If I may need more people. And so that's the other thing. Desi B. I know I said Sasha Lynn. Well, let me say the Sasha Lynn thing first. Because when I called her and I told her, I was talking to her about this, she goes, I'm in. I love it. Brain spinning. I said, I like it. And then she goes, I said, yeah, so maybe we'd have and I kind of think it looks as like a motorcycle club. Like I think of, what's that TV show with
Sons
of
Anarchy.
And we've got the different, what do they call them? Charters? Or they have like...
I never watched that show. So
oh, man. It was pretty good.
But I know the biker gang from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Okay, so then, but they have the charter. I said the branch. The branch.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I said we have the Tacoma branch, and they take care. They're over the Full Buddy Cast Tacoma branch, and then she said, we need to find a cooler word than branch. Which it
tributary.
It cracked me up because I was like so into it. I'm like, yeah, you could do this and that, and then like you guys are like the Tacoma branch, and she goes, yeah, but we probably need to find a cooler word than branch.
Yeah, did you come up with one?
I'm like, yeah, no. So I almost want to just kind of throw it out there for if anyone has any suggestions for another word. Tacoma District. No, we need to have something a little bit different than like an actual like business.
Yeah, department. No.
Clubhouse.
I like treehouse.
Treehouse.
Hut.
Yeah, like the Buddy Hut.
Well, that's like the Bud Hut.
The Bud Hut.
People are going to be showing up for pot.
Yeah, and then we also got like the crazies go to one. They're called the Nut Hut.
And then there's the hut for the huts, and it's hut hike. It's for the people who like to go outdoors.
What hut are you guys a part of? I'm avoiding a very obvious joke too. I want you to know.
Thank you.
Anyway, so I'm
that's growth for you.
I'm part of the Shut Hut because my mouth is closed.
Shut hut just sounds like you're having trouble saying shut.
Shut hut. Shut. Anyway, so with that said, that's pardon our dust. Under construction. We're figuring it out. So, but anyway, all right, let's catch up with Adam. Adam, like you've been doing some more videos.
Yeah,
you're kind of putting yourself out there a little bit more.
Trying to.
Is it now? Can I get serious with you for a moment?
Yeah, please.
I'm sure as soon as you get out of when you want to establish yourself and you might be a little more desperate for like making a little money in the art realm, you kind of like it becomes a job, I guess.
Yeah.
Or it's a lot more pressure. And so you're like, I got to get these things perfect, and I got to get that perfect, and I got to make this, and I got to look like a Thomas Kincaid factory right now.
Right.
Even though I'm just one person.
Yeah.
Now that you're, how old are you? 38?
Yeah.
And married, and you've been in the art game for a while. Do you still feel that pressure, or have you kind of like, okay, I can just be an organic professional artist?
Yeah, I think that has started to happen, but there's multiple reasons why. I think desperation, early on desperation and trying to make money and trying to produce and stuff like that, that's actually kind of a good thing in some ways, because it forces you to do the work and to get in sort of a work mindset, because even something fun sometimes has to be work, I think, anyways. But I think that there's a lot of growth that happens when somebody does look at something like, okay, well, there might be a difference between the way you look at something in terms of whether it's fun or whether you feel like it's work. Like that's different, I think, than saying, whether something actually is work, or like what it is and how you feel about it are two different things. Does that make sense? So like it is work, but am I making any sense right now?
I think you need to work through this yourself.
Well, hold
right
on.
now.
Let me
You're
just say this. I think that it was good that I went through a period of desperation. And part of that was more recent because I didn't know what my future held in terms of art. There's a lot of learning in terms of entrepreneurialism that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it was I was the only source of income for my wife and I, because she was in grad school. And that took up a ton of her time. And so she is now out of grad school. She's in her career. And that has also relieved me quite a bit to where I'm not feeling as desperate with my art. And it is feeling more organic to where I feel like, okay, I can maybe approach this less fight or flight and more just embracing the thing. And I've learned, partly because my wife studied psychology and stuff to become a school counselor, that you don't learn anything when you're in fight or flight mode. And it's actually really hard to be creative. It's really hard to retain things. So I've noticed as I've sort of gained more time and more, just more time and experience, sure, and ability, that I've just loosened up a lot. I've just been like, okay, and I'm learning a lot faster. And couple that with the fact that now I've taught 2 classes at SPU. I'll be teaching 4 classes this next year. And I'm feeling like, okay, some of the artistic community is starting to embrace what I have to at least be able to teach, And it's always encouraging, kind of like what you've found with Full Body Cast. It's encouraging when people respond, especially people you don't know, respond to your artwork and are like, wow, this is really good, or this is awesome. I love your colors and stuff. So Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that, it's really cool to occasionally get that sort of added boost to the confidence. I don't know if I answered your question, but yeah, I'm feeling less. There is sometimes it pops up this feeling of like, okay, I'm 38 and I haven't really accomplished a whole lot with my art yet. So sometimes that will, I'm almost 40, and then when I'm 40, I'm almost 45, and then when I'm 45, I'm almost 50, And so you sort of feel like the time is getting shorter and shorter. But I am feeling kind of, just as you get older anyways, you stop caring so much about everybody's opinion.
You're right.
And you start more so caring about what you want to do.
What you want to do and how much fun you want to have doing it. Like that's the thing. For me, when I first started editing these podcasts, I thought I needed to be perfect. Even though my first few, and you remember this, I had allergies galore. I was sneezing and dripping and dropping and lopping. And but yet I would edit out the ahs and the ums and the ands. And if someone used the same word over, like Joey said like all the time, and he still does. The more alcohol that guy consumes while we're recording, it is like. And I used to just take that out because that's what a professional podcaster would do. I had joined podcast editing Facebook groups, and they sell shirts that have the like the vocals that goes, like a heart rate, like a heartbeat.
Yeah. Like the frequency of it.
The frequency, because people know, like if you're an editor, you see every looks the same. And these guys, I just got done editing a 4-hour podcast and all this stuff, man. And I thought I need to do that. And then I was like, man, the 30 people that are going to listen to this thing, do you think they even care about this crap?
Right. No, and plus you're not. It kind of depends on what is your identity as a brand, like you were talking about earlier about being a brand. It's like if you are a conversational podcast, people don't care about the ums as much. It actually it brings them in more. But
sure.
If you're like a professional telling a story or whatever, like a podcast that's more informational, that's when you might want to cut those things, you know, and get it trimmed down to where it's everything you're trying to express is concise. Conversational podcasts, that doesn't matter as much.
Right. Which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good. So yeah, I feel, is this easy for me? Is this not easy for me? I've got the editing down, plus the software has helped in the upgrades of the software, but where editing is just like zoom, zoom, done. I used to spend like, if for every 45 minutes I'd record, I'd spend probably 3 hours editing it. And now it's like, I don't give a crap if here and there I might, like, let's say my wife calls and she's like, hey, this happened at work. Maybe I have to edit that out. But like if Jacqueline walks in, I leave it in now.
Right.
It hasn't changed anything on the stats. It hasn't changed anything. In fact, I think you're right. It makes you feel like a person. And then it helps me just focus and do things that, well, rather than me being stuck at a computer, I can now go down to Cool Street or go to Mazatlan or go make a stupid video about how I don't have any peppermint creamer. And it's funny how that reaches so many people. I had lots of people taking pictures and messaging me them on instant messenger of where they had found the peppermint creamer and how they want me to pick you up some and bring it over and bring very nice people that won't even listen to this. They won't even listen to this. But and then even I sit down with Uncle Rob to do some Dad How Do I episodes. Those are released every Tuesday morning. That's my little plug for that. But and he brings up the peppermint mocha creamer.
Oh, really?
So I'm on people's radars with the peppermint mocha creamer. Thomas Savageau. I don't know how to say his last name. Nice guy, good guy. You know, when I was losing my NCAA bracket, Kentucky. And then he still asks me, how's Kentucky? How's Kentucky? Can you still hate Kentucky? Mariners. I've become the Mariners guy. That's, if you guys want a pro tip on stuff, just focus on one thing for like a week or two, and people will remember it for the rest of their lives. That, oh yeah, you're that top fan checking in. That was another thing I did years ago with the Mariners when Adam Post was like, hey, I just got my top fan badge from the Seattle Mariners.
You turned it into a competition?
And I said, you know, that's an algorithm, right?
Oh.
And he's like, no, they recognized me as a top fan. And I'm like, watch me, pal. He's like, I've been doing this for years. They know that I'm a constant commenter. So every time they would post, all I would type in was top fan checking in. That's all I said on any comment. Mariners would post. Even this is in like January, February. Who's looking forward to the regular season? Countdown is another 2.5 months. Travis Kenny, top fan checking in, and it would be in people's feeds, and they would see it because I commented. And then before I knew it, like no joke, I counted the days. It was 35 days of me every day typing top fan checking in on anything they would post, and I was recognized by the Seattle Mariners as a top fan. And I got my badge, and then I was so excited because then I would just always say it. Then it became the top fan checking in. You got to cool. So anyway.
Yeah, well, with this season, your World Series or oh no, we suck. Oh no, we suck again. Yeah, that's been pretty funny.
Yeah, and then I revised it. I got some other ones people have sent me. One person made a video where they deep faked my face on Rob Schneider's where it says, "Oh no, we suck again." And so I said, "Hold off on that. Let that one." But it looks creepy as heck.
That's funny. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So anyway, it's fun. It's fun, and that's the thing. That's the full buddy fun that I'm talking about. Yeah. We're a community. We tell jokes, inside jokes, tell secrets, laugh, bash on each other. So anyway, let's talk about you for a moment.
Okay. You were mentioning my videos for a brief moment.
Yeah, keep talking.
I didn't know if you were going to ask me a question about them.
Well, what sparked you to do them again?
Well,
and do them differently.
Yeah. Okay. So, just as a little background, about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, I did I got a YouTube channel. I started doing some different YouTube painting or art videos, and I wasn't getting much traction in terms of, I was doing some like time lapse and some brief commentary type things. And I was a little bit inspired by certain people who make YouTube videos, but I was having a tough time kind of establishing myself and getting much attention. So I kind of let it sit for a bit. And then I ended up doing a couple of Redbubble videos about Redbubble when the pandemic started, and those got some traction, and I started getting subscribers, and people were watching my videos and stuff, and it got me up to I think around 300 something subscribers, which isn't a ton on YouTube, but it was for like having one or two videos people were watching. That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. And but then I just let it stop. I was like, I don't really care that much about Redbubble enough to make tons of videos about this or make this my whole channel.
Right.
My channel's title was Happy Little Trees. And I was like, I mean, it's a good name, but at the same time, I don't want to be
the Bob Ross
trying to get
on,
being on his coattails.
Right.
And so I just kind of gave the whole thing up. And then talking with Michael, my friend, more recently, he was like, Michael Jordan was saying, hey, man, this is like your last dance.
I took that personal.
Yeah, I took that personal. Exactly. No, my friend Michael was like watching these. He loves to watch videos about food, and he's been watching this guy he's a competitive eater, and he films himself. He goes into different places and
I know
does their challenges. He's got a big beard.
Yes.
Yeah. So Michael loves these videos,
right?
And so we watching them at work and stuff while we're working, and then he would say, like, what if you did a video like this where you're just like, you talk about what you're trying to do with your painting. A lot of it is just time lapse, you talking about it, some music. Like he's like, that would be interesting to me. I would want to know what your thought process is, what your challenges are.
Right.
And I'd want to see your painting come to fruition, like from beginning to end.
Right.
And I thought, that's a good idea. And so, I decided to try it, and so far I've released a couple videos. I changed my channel name to Adam Kenny Art.
Perfect.
It's just like my brand, basically.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple. And also Michael is really into Mr. Beast right now.
Yeah.
With 100 million other people, and so he's like, he was watching Mr. Beast on the Joe Rogan podcast and maybe some other things, and he said that one of the things that Mr. Beast does is he coaches people. I'm sure he makes money off it, but he coaches YouTube creators on how to make compelling content. And he said that even people who are popular, once they take his course or whatever, they get even more popular. Like they know how to make videos better. And so some of the things he talked about was Mr. Beast releases like one video a month, basically. There's a ton of people who release something every single day, and that's fine. But he said that Mr. Beast's videos are like once a month, and they put a lot of effort into each video. And so I kind of thought about that. And I was like, okay, what if I didn't like overwhelm myself or overwhelm people with a ton of videos, kind of crappily produced videos. What if I just put some time into it, learned some editing software, wrote some music, and just filmed some videos and edit it up and then release some of them. And so that's kind of been my approach. And already from the first video to the second video, I think I've improved a little bit. And so now I'm getting more ideas. I watch a lot of YouTube and there's different creators. And one of the guys I watch is James versus Cinema. And he's this guy he's a young guy, 24 years old, and he just watches movies he's never seen before. But he also is a filmmaker himself. And he's actually made some music videos and things like that. He's a pretty intelligent movie watcher. And I'm learning a lot about movies as I'm watching this stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, well, how can I be a better storyteller with my videos? How can I be more enrapturing, or at least getting people's attention and kind of keeping their attention, and without trying to appeal to everybody? That's part of what's making Full Body Cast, successful, is you're getting a lot of loyalty from the people who just love what you're doing. And you're not like trying to hit the common denominator or like the lowest common denominator amongst people. You're just doing the thing that you want to do, and it will change and it will morph over time, but you're getting, and it's not that you're not putting any effort into it. You're just putting your own spin on it.
Right.
And it's gaining.
Well, and here's
attention.
Right. And that's, I like that. I like that you're doing that. I think one of the things that I've learned is that you got to cast a wide net. Going viral and getting
certainly doesn't hurt.
98 million people. That doesn't hurt. But I don't know, Jesse the Ventura of the Body just showed up. Certainly doesn't hurt. I
don't know if I can do that again.
You couldn't do it again.
No, I can't.
But anyway, like Uncle Rob is just a freaking 1 in a million chance of that happening, which is cool. I mean, he does it great. It's just crazy that that doesn't happen often. It's like winning the lottery. Not saying that he just scratched a scratch ticket and did this. Again, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah. I think he got some help from Christine there too. And
yeah, but I mean,
she did a good job promoting him and finding the right channels to promote and stuff.
Right. Right. And that's another thing. People say, "Why aren't you famous yet?" I'm like, "Haven't you shared my videos yet?"
Yeah.
But
Touche.
But
Touche. Gosh, I can't do it.
But but
Jesse
if you live in that sounded like Yoda doing a Jesse Ventura. Can you do a Yoda doing Jesse Ventura going going to the?
That's a top secret, confidential government report. It is. The Anunnaki, they are.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was pretty good though.
Thank you.
Brother.
Anyway, but then if you live in the public eye a little bit, you got to be open to some criticism and people blasting you. And I got a few people that, whatever, they're haters, or they're wave runners. And at this point, I don't care. I'm freaking 40. I'm gonna be 41 soon. I've got everyone in the world texting me right now too.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, you're popular.
Requesting off July. Okay, perfect. June 18th for your
graduation
grad
party
wedding too.
Grad wedding?
Grad party. Anyway,
yeah.
So
at some point you just do the thing that you want to do.
But the other thing is you got people. Do you use Twitter?
I've used it in the past. I haven't used it in a while.
Do you follow people or check in on people that you love? Like you just what? I'm curious of what they have to say about something. If you see something that pops up, and it may be on Facebook, it may be on Instagram, it may be. Like you'll be like, oh man, this something just happened in the news, and I'm gonna check on the person that I'm actually kind of care what they think.
Sure, yeah.
And then I will also check on the person that I don't like and see what they have to say about it. And do you ever do that?
Sometimes that sort of stuff just pops up, and then I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah. But I love to just not just Facebook. I'm talking about Twitter. But if there's some people that I follow people. So another thing about Twitter is different from Facebook is I follow people that I don't even care for, just because I want to see what they have to say about current events or sports or anything like that.
I'm totally different. Like I feel like I don't want to even give that person a ounce of my attention.
Yeah, and that's understandable. But if you break down and you look at the news, MSNBC, Fox, CNN, like they will have the people. You'll tune in just because you're like, wait a second, they've got Ben Shapiro on CNN. There'd be people that are like, what? I want to listen. Why is he on there? What are they going to ask him? And like, I'm not saying it's ever happened. I don't know if that's even happened, but I'm just saying like you're going to tune into something just because it's going to be controversial.
I don't do that.
But everyone, I know you don't. But what I'm saying is they've built an empire, even sports,
right?
Where you've got Skip Bayless going against Stephen A. Smith, and though they may get along, but oh no, if they disagree on something, they think that the other one's a complete idiot.
I don't support that.
That's fine. You don't have to.
I mean, I get the appeal. Let me just, as a side note, I get the appeal of that. Conflict is interesting.
Right.
But it's all about ratings.
There's not enough art.
Stop.
There's not enough art people yelling at each other.
No. It's with every time I see spectacle on TV, especially with news or whatever, I just think all they're trying to do is get people to watch.
Yeah.
And that's so, and the reason why they try to get people to watch.
It's clickbait.
But why?
Money.
Yes.
Commercials. Sell airtime.
So I don't care. I'm like, okay, so the thing I don't care about, why would I watch this? Then sometimes CNN has some very clickbait stuff. And I'm like, that sounds really interesting. And I'm like, no, I don't care about this. I don't want to support this sort of crap. So I'm not going to give it my attention.
Did you see what Jim Carrey, I just watched this today. It was an acceptance speech he won at an MTV Movie Awards.
I have seen those, yeah.
And he did one where he said, he's accepting his award.
Yeah.
And he goes, "This is an award show. I'd like to, I don't know how he started it, but he's like, there was that exec producer of the show who thought, how can we put together get all the celebrities in one room where I can sell time, commercial time. People will watch that. And if the celebrities don't show up, we'll call them selfish. And that they're ungrateful of these awards that we're going to give them. And we're going to make up these awards.
Yeah.
And he goes, that guy, and then he, I don't know if you saw it, but he puts horns on his head and he just laughs. It's perfect. And he's accepting the award. And then they cut to and Will Smith's laughing. They cut to Adam Sandler. He's laughing. This has got to be like
that was a long time ago.
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
It was, but it's true.
It's totally true.
It's true. And so that's what I'm trying to do.
What?
Idiot. Enter, come on. You know you wanna.
No, I saw the movie Network. You ever see that movie? Highly recommend it. It's a little dated, but at the same time, it's just this exact subject. Or Nightcrawler. You ever seen Nightcrawler?
What was
Jake
the first
Gyllenhaal?
one?
Network.
I haven't seen Network.
Network's the one where the guy's like, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore.
That's like 1960. Something.
No, it's like the 70s. But he's like literally losing it. And they make a show around him. Oh. Because ratings. They don't care at all about him or about reality or news. I hate it. I hate it all.
All right.
I want to learn something when I watch TV. That's why I watch Family Ties. Sha-na-na-na.
That actually came up, but we're not going to talk about it.
Do you watch Pluto TV? Do you know what Pluto TV is?
No. Is it got the freaking... We got a few more minutes out of this. We got to cut this out off. So
what are you talking about?
We're gonna
end soon.
Yeah,
that's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little plug for Pluto TV.
Go for it. I'm listening. Give us your shout out.
So shout out to Pluto TV. I think you could probably get it on a Roku or something like that, but I have it on the PlayStation 4. It's just an app. It's free. It has a whole bunch of different channels, and it's just like a normal television, except that these channels are specific to different things. So there is a Family Ties channel. There's a Mystery Science Theater channel. There's a Riff Tracks channel. There's a Sanford and Son channel. Okay? There's a Bob Ross, The Joy of Painting channel. And you just go to it and you watch it. And they also have free movies and stuff like that. But I've just been watching Family Ties lately. And that show was so good.
I thought of this thing back
Family Ties is the best show. It makes you think. It makes you feel. It makes you laugh. It's the whole gamut. Right? I mean, isn't that if during your day you think, if you have your emotions moved to tears, and if you what's that speech that guy says? The guy?
Oh, it's the ESPN
or the ESPN. Yeah. Travis literally gave me a grimace when I started saying that, and so just so everybody knows, this guy was dying of a terminal illness, I think cancer or something.
It was. I forget it, and Kyle's gonna.
Yeah, I know.
Kyle's screaming.
He's actually got a name that's very famous.
Kyle's screaming it at it. He's screaming, and everyone else screaming. I'm going to shout out the Patreons. I got to pull up the phone, and I'm going to shout out for sure everyone that if you want to invite people to the Full Body Cast page, that's going to help. So please do that. Shout out to you guys for doing that.
Jim Valvano.
And now,
laugh, think, and cry. It's a heck of a day. Am I right?
Yeah, and now we've got Kyle's not screaming as loud as he did before. Shout out to the Patreons, you guys that support financially, even if it's $5 a month. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for doing this. This helps me continue to do things that I want to do.
So this is why you need video, because Travis has his hand out like Bob Dole. And he's got a little fist going, and every word he's saying.
I'm doing my political thing. But here's the thing, guys. If you listen and you enjoy Full Buddy Cast, and you're fed by the funniness, and you are a part of this, $5. Are you gonna miss $5? $5 a month? No. Go to Patreon. Put $5 in. I'll read your name on these episodes. Here we go.
You're a producer.
Kellen Hall, Holly Graff, Eric Madrid, Adam Kenny, Art, formerly known as Happy Little Trees, Seth Loop, Cassie Spencer, Amanda Keating, Shekinah Sarver, Jared Skelly, Homer Robertson, Veronica Lara, Ben Illman, Jamie Roberts, the Dashing Jamie Kenny, Apollo Dolo, Jackson Zoidhook, Sasha Carey, Russell Brandon, and Thomas Savageau.
Russell Brand?
Russell Brand.
He's a
He is.
patron.
No, it's Russell Brandon.
I like Russell Brand.
And he used to work with me at Safeway, and I work with his mom. And
look, I don't care for Russell Brandon.
He's a good guy,
but Russell Brand,
cool dude. He's a cool dude. You better listen to
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane.
He's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great week and take care.